It looks like we're going back to the times where we spoke about ghosts in films. And you know what? I'm not even mad about it. Until studios say there are ghosts, it means there are ghosts. So let us talk about this film, Casa De Novia, where we have a ghost roaming around in a mansion. The Casa de Novia talks about Uyoyou. Uyoyou finds a perfect, affordable mansion to solve her traffic problems, but it comes with a haunting twist, the ghost of Efosa. Efosa is a businessman tied to the Benovia Empire, and this their unusual friendship leads to a world of mystery, love, rivalry, and murder. So it has this sort of murder mystery vibe towards the end of the film. It started more like a horror film, but majorly one element that is not lost in it is its comedy. With a reasonable number of cast, we have Anee Icha, who plays Uyoyou in the film, the main character of the film. We have Taye Arimoro. I don't know if I'm correct with the pronunciation of his surname, but Taye, right? He plays Efosa Esosa in the film. He plays two characters. We have Irele, she plays Melina in the film. We have Tope Tedela, who plays Ansel. We have Dike, who plays Femi. We have Nosa Rex, who plays, I can't remember the name of his character. He had just like two scenes. Moyin Olutayo, who plays Efosa's mom, Mrs. Benovia. And I think that's pretty much the cast of the film, right? So what is the movie about? Should you watch it? My likes, my dislikes, and whatnot. So the movie tells us the story of Uyoyou, like I already mentioned. So Uyoyou is this young woman who has just gotten a job at I don't know if I'm going to call it a news publishing firm or a media outlet. Basically, let me just put it that way. Yes, she has a job at a media outlet, and because she stays really far from where she works on the island, but where she stays is quite far from where she works. She's now looking for accommodation that is very close to work, and then miraculously she comes across this 600k apartment on the island. And this is not just a 600k apartment, it's a 600k mansion, guys. A old mansion. Like, it has 5 rooms, 4 living rooms, a cinema, a giant piano, name it is in this mansion. Like, it is a whole big house, right? And then she sees it online, and then she takes the house. For some weird reason, she takes the house. I don't know what she was thinking, but she took the house for 600,000. And then living in the house cost her a lot. He also helped her build up relationships, also helped her explore her character growth, and so many other things in the film. Performances. First, I'm going to talk about Anee Icha. I think she did an amazing job as Uyoyou. She was so funny. Guys, if I want to even fault this movie for every other thing, Anee Icha's performance is one that was beautiful. It was the most beautiful thing ever, right? I love that in this. I was, every time she came on screen, the way she spoke, the way her voice sounded, everything about her was just so sweet and so funny. We also had Taye Arimoro. I mean, he played Efosa the ghost and Esosa as well. I think his rent was due when he was acting, though I liked him more as the ghost and I liked him playing Esosa, right? He played two characters, himself and his twin brother, right? So Efosa is the serious-minded guy who, he was just that golden child, right? And then on the day of his proposal, they he's supposed to propose to his fiancée, he dies, right? So he's the ghost living in the house. He talks to Uyoyou through the mirrors and all of that. I really liked him as a ghost. I don't know, maybe the effects of the SFX and VFX of it was what made it look beautiful, but I really liked him as a ghost more than I did as the character playing Esosa. I didn't like Esosa, I'm not even going to lie. Apart from the fact that Esosa was very annoying, the accent that he was just giving in this, I'm like, why does Esosa have an accent? Right? Okay, let's say it's even 4 minutes. It was just the accent, no balance. Do you get? So, like, if you want to do accent, do proper accent. But yeah, I think that was, I don't know, maybe intentional, just to express the level of unseriousness that he embodies, right? But I really liked him as Efosa in the film. We also had Lillian Esoro. She played the boss of the media firm. I can't remember the name of Buzz Sport or Buzz World or Buzz something. That's the name of their firm. She looked really pretty in this film. She didn't get to speak too much, but every time she came on screen, she was a delight. I mean, she was a perfect. We also had Irele in this film. She played Melina, Efosa's girlfriend, who was supposed to become the fiance. I don't know if I liked her performance or not. If I really want somebody I really like, but I don't know about this film. I think she was just there really. And maybe because there was no justification to her character at some point, it just made me feel like I don't think I like this person. Let me also add that this is another film where Taye Arimoro and Ife really are starring in together, and it's also an anti-studio production. The last one was House of Secrets, and speaking of House of Secrets, I mean, we remember that House of Secret built their set from scratch. The same also applies to Casa De Novia or Casa De Novia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but you get my gist, Sha. Yeah, so the same applies to this because the set, that's the house where everything takes place or majority of the things take place, is a set that was built from scratch by the anti-studio team. And I think this is one thing the anti-studio is trying to promote more often, building their own set, creating what you want to see in your film. And I liked the set. I think the set was also like a prop in this film, and it was just really nice, right? So yeah, to other things about the film, the plot progression, I'm gonna say that I liked the flow of it up until a certain point, right? I don't think it was a bad film. I liked the story. I liked the progression of it. It was funny. It was entertaining. It was engaging. It was nice, right? It had so many flaws, but it was a nice story that you could just follow through it. Cinematography, I think it was okay. I liked the effects in this film, the whole mirror thingy, the whole switch in colors, everything. So yeah, it was pretty nice. It looked good, appealing to the eye basically. It's not something that was heavy on the eye, or even with the fact that there were a lot of colors involved, right? There were some places where we had a lot of greens, there's some places where we had a lot of reds and whatnot. It wasn't heavy on the eye. I think that's something that is very important, because me, when I'm watching a movie and my eye is already doing me some lights, I just exit, because not be me you go come blind. The things I liked about this film, I liked the idea of it. Let me put it that way. It looked like if more it looked like a good thing, right? Something that if a lot of if more no let me not say a lot of, because I mean a lot of process went into it, but more of attention to detail was done, it would have been a really brilliant film. But regardless, I think it was a nice story. It was funny. The comedic part of it was not lost. The horror, I don't think it's fulfilled on that. We'll talk about that when I get to my bad side. But yeah, I think it fulfilled on the comedic part of it. I also like the acting in this film for the most part. I like the friendship between Annie and that's Uyoyou, right? And her friend Tawa. I like the delivery of most of the lines in this film. It felt kind of natural for the most part. I like Tope Tedela's performance as well. I liked his costume because it felt very nerdy and annoying. And I mean, considering the fact that most of his conversations were very annoying. So they are saying one thing and he's coming with all this very crazy terms and trying to be like a nerd. I liked that. I liked the old Udi vibe. We're just giving nerdy, the glasses and whatnot. So I liked him in this film. Yes, so Dike, I don't know. I'm going to get to that. But yeah, performance-wise, I think most of them were in their bag. I also really like Taye Arimoro. Let me just mention that again as a foster. And I like the feel of the film. It was very relaxing. It's the kind of thing you just watch to pass time. I don't think it's the kind of thing that they want you to create think pieces on, to be honest. I feel like it's the kind of film where they want you to just laugh. They are not trying to impress the audience with some sort of crazy storyline or whatnot. So yes, those are the things I think I liked about this film. I liked the entire feel of it. I liked the cinematography. I liked the acting. I liked the delivery of lines, the dialogue basically. And yeah, that's pretty much all I liked about Casa de Novia. So to the things I didn't like about it, first off, I'm going to say that the story was very, very flawed. I know I said I liked the story, but I more of liked the comedic part of it rather than the entire story in itself. So when we are introduced to Efosa, right, he's the guy in the mirror. But they say this guy has been dead for 3 years. And with the look of things, it looks like this agent that gave Uyoyou the house knows that this guy has been a ghost. He has been tormenting people that has come in. That's why he has not been able to rent that place to anybody for the longest time, right? So how does he not know that he is a ghost? Or how does he not know that he is naked? Or how does he not know that he's dead? I feel like the point where ghosts start to torment people is when they actually they know that they are struggling between two worlds, which means that they know that they are dead, right? So that kind of just felt like, what are you trying to say? Is he dead or he's not dead? Does he know that he's dead or not? And for 3 years, I mean, the only reason why they are putting the house up for 600K again is because people have tried to live there and they could not, which means that this guy has tormented people before now. We even saw a sneak peek of people running out of the house, right? So I mean, he's working on bulbs, he's playing music in the house himself, he's doing all of that, but he didn't know that he was dead. So yeah, that was sus as hell. I actually liked the some of the songs in this film, or I liked when it started, but along the line I did not enjoy it or feel like it was befitting anymore. And I also feel like it was intercepting with the dialogue at some point, so that made me not really fancy it as much. This is not something I would say, oh, was terrible or was bad or anything. It's just something I wish that could have been done better. The third act of this film as well, that was the worst thing about this film. If there was anything that could have salvaged this film, the third act ruined it. Like, there's no way you watch that ending and you're like, oh yeah, I like this film anymore. But me, I still like it. I'm just going to put it out there, right? I'm not going to, naturally, I would judge the entire film based on that. But I'm going to be giving it a lot of grace. The third act of this film was very bad. Why did they bring that storyline in? If you've not seen it, please rush to Prime and go and watch it, because I'm really struggling not to give spoilers here. Why did Melina come up with that storyline? Why did she blot it out abruptly like that? Why did, so many whys? Why did this exist? Why did that exist? Why was this done? Why was that done? It was just annoying. Even Esosa himself, that's the twin brother. Why exactly did he hide his brother's body? Do you understand? Like, I feel like even if your brother died and people might think you killed, like, it's still your brother. You did not even try to find out, oh, what happened to him. Like, okay, you've buried his body. What have you done to find out who killed your brother? Or what happened to him and he died? Was he sick? Like, did you maybe take like a blood sample and take it to doctors and say, okay, I want to find out what's in his system? Like, I was not doing investigative journalist like Uyoyou would say, but I mean, this person is your blood. So are you telling me that you just moved on from it instantly after your brother died? Like, your flesh and blood, though. And let's even agree that they did not have a great relationship. At least they still had a relationship, right? So it just feels very, very sus that it would just let that slide and move on with life just like that. Also, the way they removed characters in this film was amusing. First, it was the agent that sold the house, and next, it was Femi. The agent that gave you house, I feel like if you encounter something bad in the house, that's the first person you're calling. You're not going to your office to go and sleep. You're not calling your friend to rant. You are calling your agent to say, which house you give me first? Not once did we hear from this agent again. Nothing at all. He just went into thin air like he died or something. And I'm like, where is this agent? How did he come about the house? How did he have access to the house? What is the backstory behind how I understand that, okay, they said, his mom was abroad. But, like, why did all of them just abandon the house? Was it to give it to a stranger to manage? Like, what was the whole idea of it? Do you understand? And it looks like these people were not living in the house anymore, even before the proposal day. right? So why exactly was that the location for the proposal? How did Eferele already, that's Melina's cat, how did she already know, where it was? I don't know, there were just a lot of missing things there, right? Character wise, story wise. Also, Esodike's character, that's Femi. After he goes into the house and Mr. Ghost removes his trouser and he runs away, we just don't hear from him again. So what? He quit his job, he quit his life, he just went into thin air. Is that what they're trying to say? So yeah, that felt very, very weird. Like, give me some sort of explanation, give me some sort of backstory as to why we got here. Also, let's talk about the Maria, the little lamb that kept playing. That felt very off brand, off story. It also sort of felt very foreign. I mean, they do this a lot in foreign films where you see someone play maybe an instrument or something to remind people of them or something, like, just for the wow effects or whatnot, right? But in this film it was used so lazy that I didn't see the importance of it at any point in time. Another issue I would say I have was the transition between reality and imaginations. As much as they tried to make it distinct, at some point the line started becoming blurry, that you could assume it was reality when it was imagination, and vice versa. Also, Esosa's character, I did not understand his motive. I did not understand him as a whole. I'm not even going to lie. There were just so many layers to him that I could not uncover, right? And that just made me question a lot of things about him as a person. All that being said, there were so many other things I feel like were flawed, but I'm just going to keep it a buck here and just end this video. But I still think it is a nice watch. It's funny, it's interesting, it's entertaining. You might have to tone down your brain a little bit and not try to decipher everything that's happening in the film, but you would definitely enjoy it. But again, if you're watching for the sake of review, you most definitely might not. But if you're watching for entertainment's sake, then yes, I think you should definitely check out Casa De Novia. It's streaming on Prime and I enjoyed it. I mean, it had its own issues, but I still enjoyed it. And regardless of everything that I've said, I think Taye Arimoro is him, and I need Nollywood to give him more films. And I also need Antil Studio to actually put in more effort into telling good stories, building up your story in a proper way such that it doesn't lack basic things. But anyways, that's the end of this video, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye.